What's up, everybody? This is DawgsHQ, and commit alert. Georgia has just landed a major target in the 2025 class. And Jake Roos, Shamari Earls flips from South Carolina to Georgia. I don't think he's done rising in the rankings. Right now, he's top 100 by 3 of the 4 websites right now. He's just outside the top 100 in our On3 industry rankings. We've got a on 300 coming tomorrow that I think I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's probably going to have him moving up a little bit. So this is a big one and a guy that Georgia's been all over since the spring.
Yeah, and Kirby Smart drinking Shane Beamer's milkshake here, man. I mean, just absolutely stepping on and getting what he wants from the Gamecocks here. I don't think he's going to get a Christmas card anytime soon.
No.
But yeah, huge pickup for Georgia. You wondered for a while, right? Where was this relationship headed? How was it going to play out? And it really seemed like it kind of took shape, like you said, over the course of the spring, moving into the beginning of the summer, like around that early part of June, late May, is when you started to hear that name start to climb a lot in the ranking, or I'm sorry, in Georgia's board. They brought him in for the official visit, and I think that really kind of sealed the deal as to how they felt about him and how he felt about them as well. So, yeah, huge pickup for Georgia. I mean, not only do you get a guy with an exceptional frame, 6'2", 205, excellent speed, just a little bit of it all when it comes to Shamari Earls, but you also keep him away from another SEC team that you're going to see with some frequency. So just a lot to love about the pickup on all the fronts. Some great video out there too from our guy EJ Holland over at the Michigan site. He had a chance to go see him and filmed him going through some drill work. It was easy for me to see what teams see in Shamari Earls because in a big frame, he's moving so fluidly, so easily, quick feet. Just everything you're looking for in a quarterback, man. And, definitely matches the mold of what we heard Dante Williams wanted in those guys in his secondary.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, one of the things that I heard, this name really started to pick up. So I started to kind of try to dig in, talk to a few contacts, talk to people inside of Georgia. And really this kind of goes back to, and Rusty does a phenomenal job with it. Rusty Mansell, he will tell you, hey, where the coaches are from day to day, basically during the evaluation period, because I know only the most fervent of recruitniks pay attention to this. Like I know only the listen, I'll call you this because I love you for it. You crazies, the crazies.
The sick people.
Yeah, right. The people like you and I, they only pay attention to that. But Georgia goes and sees this guy during the evaluation period, and I was told by multiple contacts inside of Georgia's program that this is when things really started to pick up for Georgia. As far as, looking at Earls as a major target. Like that was the big deal, is when they got to see him kind of during that evaluation period. I think they were really sold on him. If you remember correctly, fall evaluation period, these coaches weren't at Georgia, right? They weren't there. I mean, Dante Williams and Travaris Robinson were not Georgia's defensive backs coaches this fall. Whenever they were shooting all over the country and seeing guys on Friday nights and seeing them in game action. So when they finally got a chance to see this 6'2", 205-pound guy, some folks compare him to Keely Ringo. I like that comparison too, just because you don't know what he's going to be asked to do at the next level. So it's kind of hard to compare their tapes. You look at the frames, you look at the speed, you think Keely Ringo. I also look at Tyreek Stevenson as a guy who he very much compares to, and that's a former Georgia player who transferred to Miami, became a second-round pick. That's another guy I look at. Both of those guys went second and fourth round the same draft. But to bring it back full circle here, when they got a chance to look at him during the spring evaluation period, it was kind of like, all right, we're in. And then Georgia quietly made a move for him and quietly locked down that final official visit for him. And then here we are. After that, you heard a lot of buzz coming out of that official visit. Then it kind of died down. There was a little burst of information and chatter last week, Roos, that this might happen then. And then it kind of died down a little bit more, started to pick up a little bit more today. And here we are with Georgia landing its, 18th commitment of the current class, I believe.
Yeah, just an absolute tear. And like you said, this is one we've kind of had our finger on for a while, right? We've been keeping the pulse on Shamari Earls for some time. I don't have any qualms in telling you that there may have been a commitment story in the back end, ready to roll for a minute at this point. Okay. We've felt good about this guy. We've tried to get at that as much as we can over at the Dog Walk. So come over and join us if you haven't had a chance to do that, because that's kind of where we're always getting at this stuff. But yeah, Earls is one of those guys, man, that I think, you got the tape on here. I think it's easy to see what people like about him. He's a big guy. He's physical. One of the things that you love to see with a big guy like this, playing cornerback, is that he is physical, that he uses that size to his advantage, and that he wants to get in there and get involved. I think you see a lot of that with this guy. Obviously, getting a little bit of a two-way ability here. Oh, how about a little speed there for you?
Yes, that's pretty stupid right there,
yeah,
honestly.
Goodbye.
Little wide receiver tape.
And look, I think you and I both agree on this. I love guys who play both ways, especially wide receiver, cornerback, right? I mean, it's like it gives you a deeper understanding of the position. I think it gives you a chance to anticipate a little bit better. The instincts are there. So good to see him doing a little bit of all of that. But, this is one of those things that kind of came together, like you said, somewhat quickly. And I think that, you owe a lot to Dante Williams and Travaris Robinson for that. Those guys have caught a little bit of heat from Georgia fans, wondering, where's the beef to this point. Shamari Earls is a big side of beef for you, and no doubt about it. And, he committed to South Carolina in like mid-April. So it's not like that's been a long time thing. He had an opportunity, I guess, to build this relationship, build it quickly, and see Georgia kind of really zero in for him. Like you said, top 75 guy, I think he is, right? Top 75 for three of the 4 sites. I expect that the other site will probably catch on to that as well, too, here in the very near future. So at any rate, just a lot to love about the pickup on all facets. You wondered where corner was going to go this class, right? You picked up 3 guys in the top 125 last year, including the number 1 corner in Ellis Robinson, DeMello Jones, a top 100 guy in his own right, and then Andre Evans very quietly in that 125 range. And so, that was going to be a tough position to kind of get some guys to follow in these footsteps. I think you just absolutely hit it out of the park, bringing in a guy like Shamari Earls to follow up that class.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, man. And not just I love the two-way ability, but I also love the two-way playmaking ability. There's something about the game. It just seems to slow down for those guys that make plays all over the field. He's a big-time special teams player. This is a track star. I mean, this is a guy that really excels in the 55 meters. An event that doesn't get run at the high school level in the state of Georgia, but it does in Virginia. And he does a great job in that event. I can't remember exactly what the time is, but it's up there. It's elite. And then you look at, he had one of the top long jumps in the entire country, I believe, this past year, one of the top 10 long jumps in the country as a junior. So, I mean, he's freakish, man. He is absolutely freakish. This is one of those guys, when we had Matt Godwin on Bark After Dark, and then again on the Georgia show, we talked about kind of they are a development, kind of projectable evaluation outfit there at Georgia. And this is one of those guys that really fits that. Oh, and he's got the tape to match. And something you brought up, where was Georgia going to go at cornerback? You see that hustle right there on that play, kind of reminds you of what Keely Ringo did in the national championship game. Running the Alabama tight end there down right before he got scored. Georgia holds him to 3. Those are huge plays, but they were always going to have to go out of state for the most part. Like it just wasn't a very crisp in-state prospect group at cornerback or even safety. Now Georgia has 2 defensive backs. They got Todd Robinson. They've got Shamari Earls. There are others, kind of on the horizon here. Talk to me a little bit about kind of what we expect for the rest of the summer and as far as decisions go.
Well, I was going to say, don't turn off your set just yet when it comes to DB recruiting this week, because a big decision coming down just tomorrow, and that's Jalen Morgan, 4-star safety, a guy to me who looks like the perfect star for this class, if that's the case, what he wants to do at the next level. Georgia definitely heavily in the mix there. Mississippi State looks like the other school But I like where the Bulldogs sit going into that decision. Jalen Morgan, definitely a guy to watch. And then on the 14th of July, you got Rashad Johnson coming down, and 4-star safety there, a guy that, again, they kind of caught on late in the process. Kind of took it from there. It felt like Penn State was trending pretty heavily there. He comes in for his official visit to Georgia. That really kind of swings the pendulum a lot. You feel good about where the Dogs sit going into that one too. So, and we said this the other day, man. We talked about it a little bit. I think that Georgia came into this one with came into the month of July with a tremendous defensive back commitment in Todd Robinson, an excellent athlete, as one of the best in the class, in my opinion, at just versatility, do a little bit of it all. Once he narrows in on a position, sky's the limit for him. I think there's a very real chance that by the end of this month, Todd Robinson will be the lowest ranked defensive back prospect on Georgia's commitment list, and I think that they'll have a very different looking group when it comes to that position.
Big commitment here. I think Georgia fans should be really, really excited about this one. We'll see where he's at when the new On 300 comes out. We'll see where he's at when the dust settles on this class. I'm betting it's going to be higher than where he's ranked right now. Come on over to DawgsHQ. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you come hang out. Right now we are offering there's Dogs One, I believe. That's right. And that is Dogs One for a 2 months for $1 membership. I'm trying to pull it up here so that folks can got some gremlins behind the scenes, but promo code use UGA1 actually.
UGA1, there you go.
We're idiots. Listen, we've never bashed we've never shied away from that. UGA1, get 2 months for $1. Come on over. Still plenty of fireworks left for the summer. We didn't just leave those a few days ago on the 4th. Plenty of fireworks left in July. We'll be back with you soon, I bet. See ya.